Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Wang Ziwei from Class 5PS. Today I will talk about the Chapter 8, Mathematical Modeling. What is mathematical modeling? A mathematical model is a mathematical relation that describes the real-world situation. For example, the formula I equal PRT is a relation between simple interest and the other three quantities. That is, the principal, the interest rate, and the time. A mathematical model is a representation of a system or scenario that is used to gain qualitative and or quantitative understanding of some real-world problem and to predict future behavior. There are a few important components in mathematical modeling. Number 1. Identifying and defining the problem. Number 2. Making assumptions and identifying the variable. Number 3. Applying mathematics to solve problem. Number 4. Verifying and interpreting solution in the context of the problem. Number 5. Refining the mathematical model. Number 6. Reporting the finding. Real-world problem. The grocery store, which is far from your house, sells a pair of 10 kg rice at a lower price than the one closest to your house. Is it worth the drive for the cheaper deal? Identifying and defining the problem. The price of a pair of 10 kg rice at the cost of petrol. Determine the distance from the two stores to your house, respectively. Find the information needed from the internet. For example, the price of a pair of 10 kg rice from each store, the distance of each store from your house, the current petrol price, the car petrol consumption rate, and so on. Making assumption. The roof between the house, store A and store B is a perfect straight line. Driving car to the store, purchasing the same number and the brand of rice at store A and store B. Identifying the variable. Let S equal the distance between store A and store B. P1 equal the price of a pair of 10 kg rice at store A. P2 equal the price of a pair of 10 kg rice at store B. M equal the petrol consumption rate of the car in km per liter. N equal the number of pair of 10 kg rice to be purchased. H equal the current petrol price in Rm per liter. Big S equal the difference in price in Rm for purchasing the pair of 10 kg rice at store B as compared to store A. T equal the difference in the cost of petrol in Rm for driving to store B as compared to store A. Applying mathematics to solve problem. The price of a pair of 10 kg rice in store A is 25 ringgit 95 cents, while store B is 23 ringgit 99 cents. Let the quantity of 10 kg rice to be purchased be 2 pairs. The price to be paid in store A is 51 ringgit 90 cents, while store B is 47 ringgit 98 cents. Therefore, by purchasing the rice at store B, one can save 3 ringgit 92 cents. Let the distance between store A and store B be 6 km. the petrol consumption rate of a car be approximately 17.6 km per liter. The current petrol price be 2 ringgit 8 cents per liter. Petrol needed for the 6 km roof is 0.341 liter. Cost of petrol for the 12 km roof is 1 ringgit 42 cents. Therefore, we save 2 ringgit 50 cents by purchasing 2 packs of 10 kg rice at store B. Verifying and interpreting solution in the context of the problem. The resulting mathematical model is as follows. If S bigger than T, then it is sensible to drive to store B to purchase rice and save more money. If S smaller than or equal to T, then we should not drive to store B to purchase rice. Example to using the model. S equal to 3 ringgit 92 cents, while T equal to 1 ringgit 42 cents. Since S bigger than T, you save more money by purchasing rice at store B. Hence, it is sensible to drive to store B. Thus, the mathematical model is able to solve the problem. From the contrasted mathematical model, further exploration can be made. Number 1. If all the variables remain the same, how far can store B be located so that it is an optimal choice? 25.95 minus 23.99 times 2 bigger than S divided by 17.6 times 2.08 times 2. S is less than 16.6 km. This means that if the distance between the two stores is less than 16.6 km, then it is sensible to drive to store B to purchase rice. Number 2. What is the maximum price of a pack of 10 kg rice at store B that will attract a person drive to store B to purchase it? 25.95 minus P2 times 2 bigger than 6 divided by 17.6 times 2.08 times 2. P2 is less than 25 ringgit 24 cents. This means that if the price of a pack of 10 kg rice at store B is less than 25 ringgit 24 cents, then it is worth the trip. Therefore, the above mathematical model allows us to not only answer the question of is it worth it for the given situation, but also allow us to determine other factors that support or oppose the decision to drive further to purchase the rice. Refining the mathematical model, the assumption made regarding the roof between the house, store A and store B is a straight line need to be revised. If the roof between the three places is not a straight line, how does this impact our model? If new assumptions are being made, then the model needs to be revised to reflect this change. Reporting the finding. Use symbol and diagram when necessary to report the findings. The symbol and diagram will depict the whole modeling process until it leads to results. Every model has strengths and weaknesses. What is important is that the model identify top strengths and weaknesses in the report. For example, the value of a person time is not considered in this model. Is it worth driving an extra 12 km for someone to save 2 ringgit 50 cents? According to this model, saving 5 cents is considered worthwhile. The model did not account for any environmental consideration. Is it environmentally responsible to drive an extra 12 km just to save 2 ringgit 50 cents? This model did not account for environmental efforts such as effort to reduce carbon emission. In conclusion, mathematical modeling process. Start. First part, identifying and defining the problem. 2 part, making assumption and identifying the variable. 3rd part, applying mathematics to solve problem. Next part, verifying and interpreting solution in the context of the problem. If need to refine the mathematical model, repeat this step. If no, reporting the finding and the end. Thank you.